Hey everyone, it's Steven at Gutter Pop Comics in Buffalo, New York, 1421 Hurdle Avenue. It is October 20th, 2021, a little after 12:30 a.m. So happy new comic book day to everyone. Every week I do a little video where I go through the week's new releases and kind of just give everyone a preview of everything. If this is your first time watching the video, one of our videos, feel free to reserve anything by sending a message. You can DM any of our social media or call the shop and we'll reserve a copy for you or special order it if we are sold out, if it's still available. Everything goes on our website, gutterpopcomics.com, about a week after the release date so we can ensure that our regular customers get first dibs on everything. So I'm going to try something a little different this week. I'm going to set up the camera, which is my phone. Shocking, I'm sure no one. So I can go through the books a little easier. While I'm doing that, just a heads up, our DC order did not show up this week. Well, some of it did. So we're going to be getting our copies of Batman and Nightwing and a few other things later in the week. So if you subscribe to any of those, we will not have them later today when we open at 11 a.m., but we will get them later this week, I've been assured. So just to timestamp this for any distant time travelers watching this video, this is taking place during a period of comic shop history when the supply chain issues are very tough. So every week there's been a different disruption, but this week it was the DC stuff not showing up. So okay, so we've got Heavenly Delusion number 2 out. I loved the first volume, sort of like high schoolers dealing with some crazy fantasy kaiju antics. Really great main characters, and I just loved the art, and I was really drawn in. Look at that. Yeah, this, man, just flipping through this, I'm so excited to read this one. So this is something I'm very excited about. But yeah, really great drawing and just kind of a very fun, absurd, comic. So really digging that one. On the opposite end of the manga spectrum, we've got the third volume of Even Though We're Adults. This creator did a really amazing series that Wandering Sun. I have read Sweet Blue Flowers. It's short. I forgot that that's the same creator. But Wandering Sun, I've never finished reading, but it was really, really great, and I really hope to finish that series one day. I believe it's out of print, but this might be their best work. And another thing going on right now with comics is that so much manga is out of print right now as they're trying to fix their supply chain issues. And so I do believe that the first 2 volumes of this are out of print, but it is extremely good. So keep that. If you're into slice of life manga with maybe queer themes, that is one to check out. I don't know much about this one. It looks cool. So let's learn together, shall we? Looks very colorful, fun action stuff. I feel like this should appeal to any like superhero folks. And I like this pull quote from Jamie Foxx, "About time." Yeah, this looks really cool. Unique Studios. So they're new to me, but that's very, very exciting. You can hear my keys jingling. I'm just going to do a little ADR for everyone. That was That's not ADR. What am I thinking of? I mean ASMR? Savior Generation, Volume 10 of Deadly Class, the long-running absurdist action comic that really has no right to be as good as it is. It's frequently vulgar and stupid. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said content warning on all of these comics. I'm going to try and be better at that. But it's like I'm flipping through this stuff blind. I am behind. This was a comic that I was reading as the new issues came out, and then I fell off, and so I have not read this trade. But yeah, there's 10 of these. Shout out Jawbreaker, the band, Savior Generation. What's the furthest place from here? Another highly anticipated Jawbreaker referencing comic book. So, I read the first issue of this and I really liked it, and then we sold out of the other issues, or like we had to like, you know, we weren't able to keep reading the. God, man, I think this new format's throwing me off just a little bit, but I think this is better, right? Like no shaky hand. But yeah, no, this was really cool, and I'm excited to read this. I like this weird pink Skullman. All right, the Master Chef. What's he gonna cook up today? This is some sort of Halo comic. I was informed by, today that Halo is still very much a thing. I don't know any of the lore in Halo. I vaguely remember there being, I don't see any cooking in this. I don't really know. Well, anyway, he's the Master Chef, and yeah, that's a new comic, a new Halo video game comic. Volume 4 of Asadora by comic legend Naoki Urasawa. I've been reading these. This is super good. Pretty much every comic I read of this creator, I'm like convinced that that's the best comic I've ever read. Just sort of like these like really masterful, like sweeping, grand storylines with like really incredible drawing and characters and just like super memorable stuff. This one's set in like the late 50s, I think, and she's like a pilot character, and there's like this typhoon, and there's like a mob story, but there's like this devastation, and then there are like kaiju. So it's not just, it's a lot. It's really, really good. So that's extremely cool. I've not read this, but I'm a huge M.K. Reed and C. Spike Trotman fan. These two creators are two people I've been following for, 15 years or something, maybe longer. I'm getting a little long in the tooth, as they say. So when I saw that they were teaming up together to do a comic book, I was just so thrilled. And this looks like a, high fantasy. And I just cannot wait to read this. Looks super fun. I was just at like a pumpkin farm petting a goat, but it had significantly less heads. What is that place in Ellicottville, like Pumpkin Land? So yeah, super psyched about that. This is the soft cover edition of Batman Last Night on Earth. We've had a couple different editions of this in the shop. This was insane. I read this, not for everyone, but I mean, it's like a post-apocalyptic landscape where Batman is lugging around this talking yoker head, and wackiness ensues. Definitely was kind of an absurd take on Batman, so pretty fun. I gotta get my bearings on this one. What am I looking at? This looks awesome. You can't really, oops, gotta think about the camera, Steven. Oh, how embarrassing. So, yeah, what am I looking at here? I honestly don't know what this is. It looks like it's a collection of some kind. Maybe an anthology? Wow. I'm trying not to bend the spine, so holding it, I also did goof on the camera, so let me see if I can just, eventually I'm just gonna be like a YouTube pro or whatever, but you know, I'm just some schlub working at a comic shop, and I'd always wanted to do, I'd spent so much time trying to, you know, I was like buying like a microphone and trying to like figure out when I would have time to learn how to do this stuff. And eventually it was like, I just got to jump in and be bad at this for a while. So thanks so much everyone for bearing with me. Wow, I have so much to learn about this. 2007, we made it official by founding Brosmind. This book is a collection of the most important material we've gathered over the years through mountains of illustrations, piles, gadgets, da-da-da-da-da. That's so amazing. So yeah, I'm unfamiliar with these creators. It looks like it's two brothers. Brosmind, I get it now. Well, I'm sorry I spent so much time on that, but I'm gonna really, whoa, and then there's like a crazy print in the back. Dang. Well, this looks extremely cool, and I cannot wait to learn more about these folks. But it looks like they're like sort of multimedia, interdisciplinary folks. Whoa, wait, what are, oh man. It looks like it's about different, yeah, this is amazing. I'm gonna learn so much from this book. Okay, well, that's a little embarrassing. I went into that super unprepared. Man, I'm kind of shook. This book is, you know, it's like absurd action comic, volume 11. Dude's got a gun for a head. It's pretty sick. It's no Chainsaw Man, but it's pretty close in these Chainsaw Man deprived times. So I got to think about the camera again and where I'm holding this. But yeah, I'm not getting a good shot of our man, but that's literally his face. That's his dome. That's his mouth. Kind of looks like the Neon Genesis Evangelion stuff, but with like a, you know, the gun for a face. So pretty cool. No Guns Life Volume 11. Insane. Man, I just can't figure this camera out now. Essential Guide to Comic Book Lettering. I definitely want to try and get more. Why did this happen? I'm going to have to do this video over again, aren't I? But maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, this is just like a really cool. I'm trying to get more books in the shop about comic book creation and drawing and tools to help folks make comics. And this is, yeah, crucial stuff. So very happy to get stuff like this in the shop. Just seems very, very crucial. Yeah, very exciting. I think this is going to be like a warts and all one. I think it's just too late for me to try and do another pass at it. Like sometimes something will happen, like, you know, I'll drop my phone or something. I'll just shoot the video again. But I think this time, that's not happening. So Corey, who works here, the very talented Corey Ross, has been trying to get me to read this for a while. It's been out of print, and he's a big fan, and he knows that I like the artist Trad more, who the first thing I saw their stuff on was Ghost Rider with Felipe Smith, I think. But this is, according to Corey, this like insane like action comic. It's gonna be super violent, so I'm gonna warn everyone like a content warning. But so he told me earlier today, like when he had heard that he was going to Marvel, he was sort of like, no way, like how is he gonna tone it down? And so I got to flip through this today, and it does look amazing. It is definitely like an insanely violent, like over the top action comic. Lots of like, you know, fist of the North Star, like punching a person and their head explodes kind of stuff. But just like this, like really like fun, rubbery, like really kinetic action stuff. But yeah, so Corey was very excited that this has been republished by Image Comics in a very, very nice, complete edition. So it's like the whole shebang, to quote Rob Schraub, but $40, beautiful. So I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to read it myself and see what I've been missing. Another artist that like every time I read their work, I'm like, oh man, this is the greatest thing I've ever read. Their work, Sunny, is pretty important to me. This is the second volume. We do have volume 1 in stock. I think this manga or this comic is just already enough to not sell that well, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh. And so this one is insane. And I read the first volume and I couldn't really make heads or tails of it. It reminded me more of what I imagine taking acid is like, or mushrooms or something, than any comic experience that I've read. But the art is incredible, and I couldn't really make sense of that first volume, but man, I'm totally gonna read the second one regardless, right? I mean, and I'll probably reread this multiple times throughout my life, just trying to grapple with all of this creativity. So again, probably one of the greatest comic book artists of all time. I know that there's a film adaptation of their work, Tekken Concrete, which I think it's just called Black and White, like the manga, but it was maybe changed to that. But huge release. Yeah, it feels weird sort of talking about this as a new release, but it's a new edition on DC's Black label. So it's weird for me personally to not see this as a Vertigo book, which was the sort of acclaimed and famous DC imprint helmed by Karen Berger, who was like, she was like this like amazing editor who, I mean, I don't, like probably the first editor's name I ever heard and like just told in like really high regard for as long as I've been into comics. So these are really incredible comics to me. There's a little bit of maybe, so it's Alan Moore writing, and then there's like kind of a stable of artists that come in and out, but a lot of, it's like John Totleben, Stephen Bissett, Rick Veitch. I always think of as the core 3 artists. I feel like there's a couple that I'm forgetting, but sort of like, groundbreaking, genre-breaking comics. I'm very curious how they hold up in a modern context. I feel like there's some, I don't know. They're from the 80s, so I don't know. I think these rule. So I would love to, I'm happy that they're in a new edition and still in print. I think those are just really crucial comics and some of my favorite Alan Moore comics. And comics in general, to be honest. This has been really popular. I have not even opened it. So let's look, shall we? Oh my. This looks really cool. I love the drawing style and like the flat colors. Good use of kind of like that orange and cyan. color palette that can be overdone. Ooh, we just shifted here. So yeah, beautiful comic. But I've heard really great things. I've had a bunch of people who tried out the first issue and they ended up subscribing to the whole thing. And so, yeah, pretty cool. Man, I think this is making the video take longer than normal, or there's just a lot of comics. I'm not going to try and say her name. I don't know anything about this. Oh my gosh, can they print that? I think she was, well, you know what's going on. Huh. So, to be perfectly candid, I probably ordered this just because it's a new manga that has a volume 1. So, perfect jumping on point. Fun femme fatale kind of stuff, maybe? We'll have to find out together. As we get closer to 1 in the morning, my brain is starting to leak out of my ear. I feel like this came out last week, but here it is on the table. I am behind in this series. I really liked it, and I believe it's getting maybe an anime adaptation soon, or a movie or something. But we're going to blow past that one because I do think that came out last week, but I'm not sure. Love and Focus, the complete collection. How often can you read Japanese comics and just have it all make sense in one thing? So this is a kind of slice of life genre thing, and it's about a photographer and the photos they take along the way or something. So I have not read it. It looks pretty cool. I look forward to checking it out. Another comic that I ordered just because it's a volume 1, Vampire Dormitory. I'm not going to open this one, but Mito has no family to rely on. She lives on the streets disguised as a boy. Interesting. That was not what I thought the second sentence would be. Ruka is an otaku vampire interested only in 2D girls. Okay, so yeah, some truly nerd stuff there, but pretty fun. A vampire who just likes looking at comics, I presume. Let's see if I can get this in frame. This is the complete graphic novel adaptation of American Gods by Neil Gaiman and some other folks who I shamefully am spacing on. Again, apologies. This is so late in the day for me. It is $125, but a beautiful edition. I do think that they're going to reprint the other editions soon. New volume of Attack on Titan, volume 34. I recommend you read volumes 1 through 32. You can probably skip 33. Nothing happens in that one. The Dollhouse Family. This is part of the Joe Hill House line. It's like a horror line edited by Joe Hill, who is a renowned horror writer. I won't mention who his father is because, it's Stephen King, and, who needs to live with that kind of shadow when you're working in the same genre. This is a art book of Kingdom Hearts, the video game, character design artwork. This is a new edition of a very cool book that I personally own. Mine is way less pretty to look at and is on worse paper and is real flimsy. I might have also gotten mine used, and so it's kind of rough. But it's just sort of 100 different artists to familiarize yourself with. Again, content warning, a lot of rough stuff in here, but some really, I learned a lot about different mangaka and from this book, and so I'm deeply indebted to it, and I'm still kind of working through it. Some of this stuff has not made it over here. I'm a big Moyoko Anno fan. But yeah, very cool resource. So perfect gift maybe this this holiday season maybe. Art of Rush. Huge, huge. I don't know how to pronounce that artist's name. Hugh Simey. So it's a bunch of artwork by the person who collaborated with the Canadian prog rock band Rush. This is a Yoshitaka Amano collection. Can't really. So it's like a retelling of these were old books. It's like it's like a couple different illustrated stories that have been recollected, that have been out of print for a long time. I'm not going to open this comic. Manga Diary of a Male Porn Star. And so this is an autobiographical take on like just sort of somebody who turned their experience into a comic, doing adult film work in Japan. So definitely not safe for work, but very cool and educational. Dang, how am I going to show? I've got a giant book here. So this is an art book by Tommy Masturi, who's a really amazing cartoonist. And I know it's sideways, and I'm so sorry, but you'll see why it doesn't matter in a moment, because the art is insane. And I don't believe there are any comics in here, but this is just like a really beautiful art book. And I'm a big fan of theirs. And I love that they just sort of like, always seems like they're always pushing themselves to work in different mediums and that kind of thing. So this is Attack on Titan again, and now in an omnibus edition. It's got like this fun, like debossed, the texture, very gross to touch that Monster Man's face. But yeah, so volumes 1, 2, and 3 at a slightly oversized format, very beautiful to look at. More video game comics. This time it's Dragon Age. Oh, I can go back to the camera now. I don't know what's happening. It's like it seems like it's shrinking, like the camera is sinking. I mean, I have never played Dragon Age, and I don't know anything about it. But this is the Dark Fortress, so pretty cool. This is maybe the big release. Destroy All Monsters by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. That's sort of like, you know, like they're like just such a stamp of quality, and like all of the books that they've done together have been good. Definitely all of their stuff kind of fits pretty squarely into like a crime noir kind of genre thing. So definitely, you know, kind of have to go into it expecting some like Coen Brothers level of cleverness and you know, backstabbing and betrayal. And okay, so this is written by N.K. Jemisin and drawn by Jamal Campbell. This was really good and fun. Space Odyssey. So she's like a Green Lantern character, but yeah, like this series has been really fun to read. So, gross. But one of the best DC Comics out right now, part of the Young Animal line, edited by Gerard Way. Did I do it? Is that everything? Holy moly. I think that's everything. So I'm going to just go through the single issue comics really quickly. I haven't figured out how to do this other than just holding the camera up to it. We got a new Agretsuko special, super fun special. The first issue of the new series by Ant, or it's Eric Larson doing Ant. He's taking over from the original creator. We did get our copies of Batman and Catwoman. We got a Black Manta. It's like an Aquaman villain having the time of his life. Catwoman, Lonely City by Cliff Chang. Love their art. Very excited to see what they do with Catwoman. Electric Black, The Dark Caravan. Spooky, scary. Doctor Strange, The Death of Doctor Strange, #2. I mean, if he died, they could have probably wrapped that up in one issue, I guess. But Mindbreaker, #1, some high fantasy stuff. Eat the Rich, ugh, gross, #3. I bet the rich tastes terrible. Fantastic Four, 37. Green Lantern, #7. Gunslinger Spawn, a fan favorite in the Spawn-niverse. So we got a bunch of variant covers for the Spawnman. He's a real cowpoke, the Gunslinger Spawn. That looks like Mark Texeria, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Heavy Metal Black Beacon, #3. No, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Heavy Metal Elements is the line, and then it's Black Beacon #3. Jeez. Again, it is probably after 1 a.m. at this point. Hell Cop. Now that's how you title a comic. He's a heck cop. Howling Snow, one shot. I like this artwork. Kung Fu Fable. That's our little buddy. Oh, gross. Ice Cream Man, #26. This has been a very popular horror anthology comic series. 2 Spawn books in 1 week. This is the Kingly Spawn, #3. Got some variant covers for the Spawnman. Pretty cool. I think this is Ma #2. Maybe that's a reprint. No, that's the variant for #2. So that's a new horror book. It's been pretty popular. You know what that is. I don't have to say that out loud. More Nightmare Fuel from the Nightmare blog. Is the Nightmare blog just Twitter or is that Facebook? Aren't they just like, isn't that, I guess the internet, whatever. I almost had a complete thought, but. Cool new series, spinning out of the Wonder Woman mythology. So that's Nubia and the Amazons. Pretty cool. This is an X-Men book, Phoenix Song Echo. Purgatory. She's like a meanie. She's like a not nice little character who gets to be in comic books. Star Wars Adventure. That's for children allegedly. So is this. I feel like all of Star Wars is allegedly for children, but then it is so like violent and like crazy when you think about what happens in a lot of Star Wars. But they, you know what I mean? It's like that weird, like, is this? But they do make kids versions of the same violent, super violent comics. Suicide Squad #8. They're teenaged in that one. Thor #18. Love the frog Thor. Happy to see that version show up. An old Joe Jusko painting, I believe, for the variant cover. We got Captain America, United States of Captain America, where they've been introducing like a new Captain America character in each issue. Glenn Danzig, you rotten scoundrel, you're back with a new comic book. Simon Bisley, apparently. Another edition of this We Don't Kill Spiders book. And then I believe everything over here is like from last week. So please see that video. And then I will just check out the kids' comics really quick. So thanks for bearing with me as I kind of try out some new stuff each week. Gonna get real good at YouTube then someday, but you know, we can thumbs down, like, how do you say that? We can laugh at this down the road. Ages 10 and up, The Creepy Cat. Oh man, some spooky tunes. Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, a Korean war tale. So these have been really challenging, like they're young adult comics, but they take like really intense subject matter and kind of make it maybe more palatable, or just sort of like they don't dumb it down for kids, but it's also, yeah, I don't know. I think it's really cool. There have been a couple new series that I'm really impressed with, just like sort of the like there's the I Survive series. It's really grim, you know, just taking like really heavy subject matter and trying to, you know, it's like, you know, kids need to learn about this stuff, and it's tough. So I do appreciate that they're going for it. This is from last week, but you know, so nice we showed it off twice. This looks really cool, and oh boy, very violent, but this looks really beautiful and interesting. I am unfamiliar with this creator. From Finland. Beautiful. Oxy? That's how I would pronounce that. Menu by Kelly Fernandez. Looks very good. A funny and heartwarming adventure. Magical School for Girls. Very good. Yeah, that looks awesome. Horse Trouble. Girl, you're doing that the wrong way. Actually, I mean, I've never ridden a horse. I don't actually know how you do it. But I like the one, there's like a little bit of a pink spot color. Ooh, that's just such a good design choice. Really pops. That looks cool. Fun for someone with, you know, some horse interests. This is like this is set in the 50s, growing up in my immigrant family. A wonderful book about figuring out who we are and who we want to be, by Roz Chaz. That's the pull quote, I mean. And, you know, I sort of interpreted this as being for younger readers. I'm not even sure at this moment. Westchester. First graphic novel. I may have to move this. I sort of thought it was sort of like a, I mean, it might be for people of all ages. I'll give that a read, but it looks really good. It's such a intense title. More Miss Marvel reprints, but repackaged for younger readers. Miss Marvel is a great character in the comics pretty much every Miss Marvel comic has been at least very fun. Borderlining, especially this original run, is great. So, excellent. I'm also having a moment where I feel like we've gotten Oddly Normal 4 in before. So maybe we only got a partial shipment or something. But this has been a pretty popular series. I think, yeah, I think we have all of that in stock. So 4 volumes of that. Marshmallow and Jordan. Alina Chow. Wow, I like the drawing a lot. The color is so cool. Man, I like that really sparse page layout. That's cool. I like that it's not always like that and that it kind of changes. Like, it's so cool when people like think about how the page layout affects the pacing or like the tone. Like if you've got like a somber, yeah, like when things get kind of heavy or sentimental or something, just like kind of, yeah, get rid of them panel borders. This is cool. I like this comic. That's interesting. What a cutie. Nice. And then lastly, this is a repackaging of the very popular Wings of Fire series, all 4 graphic novels in one very heavy thing. For some reason, priced at $51.96. Perfect, perfect gift. So thanks to everyone who came out for our artist signing. We had 2 local artists here, and they signed copies of these books. So Matt Taylor and Fallon Cook. So we still have, we think we have a handful of signed copies left. Swing by any time. All right, well, this was a fun, weird video. That's sort of my mood right now. Thank you, Casey Green, for inventing that wonderful dog and making that drawing. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks so much for your time, and thanks for joining me. I'm very much looking forward to getting better at YouTubing, or what I mean to say is making these little videos. So let me know if I can, if I can help in any way. Those earrings are $14. You should buy them. All right, thanks so much. Bye.